You know, policies have consequences, and the quality of life in America's big cities is so bad that it is surpassing the ability of partisanship to submit or to hide the truth. Because Democrats are fed up with these policies. Look no further than Los Angeles. It's plagued by crime, filth, and rampant homelessness. And that's according to its former mayor, Antonio Villaraigosa, blaming his successor, saying, "I have never seen this town so dirty. I have never seen crime up so quickly. The spread of homelessness, I think to many, Rome is burning." New York is burning too. But the city council here has other priorities, like removing a statue of Thomas Jefferson and declaring racism a public health crisis. Joining me now to break down this lunacy, these policies, is Brit Hume, Fox News senior political analyst. Brit, I guess we can rest easy that the New York politicians have their priorities in the right place. Murder up, Jefferson statues down.
That's the idea. This civil rights movement was a great movement at one time. It was about tearing down barriers, and now, to much of the time, it is about tearing down statues. Doing that, tearing down a statue or moving it out of sight or whatever they want to do, is not going to change the life of one kid in Harlem or New York or anywhere else. These are empty gestures designed to fan the flames of racial disagreement in this country. And it's all about, when you get down to it, Will, you were so right throughout most of this broadcast, it is about the collapse of individual responsibility, which was something that has been integral to America's growth and prosperity. And now we see people in a situation where the criminals are not really to blame, it's the police force. And, crimes go unpunished, unarrested. You have, people walking out of Walgreens stores in San Francisco with tons of material and selling it on the street and all that, unpunished. Personal responsibility is not the order of the day.
You know, Britt, as I was listening to you, I started thinking about this, and I think I want to talk about this later this week on Fox News Primetime. But these rolling state of emergencies, I don't know how many states now are living under a state of emergency, most because of COVID. But to see the New York politicians declare racism a public health crisis, it's not just a reflection of their priorities, but increasingly it will be a power center source for them. If it's an emergency, then all measures are worthwhile.
And that's right. And the truth of the matter is that what these politicians are doing, they're exploiting really the decency of the American people, which responded to the situation in this country where racism was much too prevalent and persisted long after the slaves were freed. And America as a nation stood up, took notice of that, and made major changes, which have opened doors of opportunity throughout the land, throughout society, really. And it touched the conscience of a nation. Americans don't believe racism a terrible thing, and being called a racist is one of the worst things that can happen. But it has become a source of power for unscrupulous politicians who have exploited it ever since and continue to. And by keeping the issue alive, they keep a source of power for themselves alive.
And they keep the decline of American cities in a perpetual state of tragedy, murder, crime, homelessness, all on the rise while they battle this Don Quixote windmill of accumulating more power for themselves. Britt, I think it's the first time we've talked. I hope it's not the last. Thank you for being on tonight.
I hope so too, Will. Nice to see you.
You too.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.